Good afternoon, ladies of the Greenville Womens College. I thank you all, and especially President Ramsay, for your consideration in extending me an invitation to speak today. As I have been asked to share my views on the possibility of voting privileges for women. As you are certainly all aware of, the agitation of women suffragists, especially Alice Paul and Susan B. Anthony, has brought this issue to the forefront of the current discussion of women's place in reform. It is because of the already exaggerated position this issue has taken that I am discussing this today. I personally do not believe the casting of papers in a ballot box is the most important or effective way in which a woman can strive to impact her society, but nonetheless, I will today entertain this notion for the purpose of explaining why I find it to be an insignificance. Firstly, I would like to state my finding that the practical basis for the call for women's suffrage is a hope that enfranchisement in the political process will allow for more effective reform of government is completely unfounded. Indeed, it is evidenced by the great success in reform women in their current position have achieved that this cannot be so. The vote has not been necessary for women to apply the expertise that most of them hold in matters of sanitation, pure food and milk, and the protection of children, especially in labor, for the good effects of society. Working in movements and groups organized independently from the treacherous world of politicking, women have made great strides in each of these areas. The vote would only further the impact of women by giving them voice on matters like fiscal policy, international diplomacy, and tariff reform, matters on which few women can claim to be knowledgeable in. Therefore, it would only seem that in moving forward and with the current organization of things, women can hope to affect the areas of society for which they are best suited. If, to those who would like to further women by way of the vote, this specialization of a woman's knowledge in these particular areas seems to be a fault of limited education, I would implore them to examine the present state of bounteous opportunity offered to women. I am a strong supporter of women improving their minds through education, and it gives me pleasure to see that through the works of pioneers such as Mary Lyon, Emily Willard, Catherine Beecher, this cause is furthered while retaining distance from the political fray and all those protections afforded to women by this distance. Indeed, in many states, schools have been established for the training of women in various trades, allowing them to fully commit their talents to society while refraining from those industrial activities which would be of harm to her. This protection is very important, as 1/3 of women working outside the home are young, younger than the voting age, and of low-paying employment. A consideration of these women further offers example to the non-essentiality of voting for women's considerations to be well represented. The women who are employed in factories and the like can be fully unionized and lobby for their interests while remaining removed from the political process and from the electorate, which is not only a function of their gender for these women, but also just their age. These reforms, like many of the aforementioned, have been highly successful in granting protection to women, and I can only hope that the suffragists do not prevail, as it would surely be the undoing of some of these. To conclude my time with you, I would like to make the final point that we, as women opposed to the suffrage of women, are not opponents of women's rights or in any ways aiming to diminish the positive impact of women upon society. Rather, we are proponents of the existing system, which has given us so much good, and which only in building upon can we hope to achieve more in the future.